Hello, everybody. This is Tim here again. Here with another movie review. This time I just saw Halloween Kills, the sequel to Halloween 2018. Now, Halloween 2018 is a movie that I've kind of went when I first watched it. I think I may have given it a 3 out of 4, maybe. Watching it again, I wanted to watch it before I watched Halloween Kills. I'd give it a 3.5. It's pretty good. I do think it is the best sequel, pretty much, to the Halloween series. Really closely tied, almost, with Halloween 2. As far as Halloween Kills goes, I'll just go ahead and say it. This was a big drop in quality for a lot of it compared to that first one, but in other ways, it made up for it in entertainment value. This is not as good as 2018, and for some of it, I was thinking this movie sucked, but it did pick itself up towards the end. And by the time it gets to the kills, I will go ahead and say are the most entertaining part of this movie. And when it gets to those, this movie is pretty entertaining. The way this film is written, it has some good ideas. It wants to be about like Michael Myers, like a long-lasting effect on the town itself. They got a flashback to when Loomis like shot him or whatever, and the police managed to capture him after the first film, when they locked him up and he escaped in 2018. The guy they got playing Loomis or whatever, he looks pretty close to Don Pleasance. They did a good job there, and it was cool seeing stuff like from back in 1978 time. One thing I will say, some of the acting is really bad here, or just really corny at times. Like some of the maybe it's the dialogue or just the way the actors are directed, but it comes off really corny, B movie-ish at times here. And some of the kills, while some of them are really good, other ones are just like really corny, or not so much corny, but goofy. Like there's this black couple in the movie who just show up for no random reason. They're just like at a bar and hanging out with or they're not even hanging out. They just start talking to Anthony Michael Hall, who's playing Tommy Doyle, and they keep, and Tommy Doyle in this movie keeps going, "Evil dies tonight," because they want to kill Michael Myers. Pretty much everybody in the town does, because they're tired of his bullshit, which I get. But they want to go take out Michael Myers, and these two random black people just like team up with him out of the blue. And then they go off to try to kill Michael Myers, and Michael Myers kills one of them by like stabbing the dude in the face. And it's kind of goofy the way it's done and shot. And then the other like chick or whatever, he just like hits her with a door while she's got a gun in her hand, and the gun like flies back and shoots her own self in the face. That was a really goofy kill. There's this gay couple who's like living in the Michael Myers house. I actually started to like these two. The one dude is the dude from Mad TV who used to be on Mad TV. I actually like that actor. As a comedian, he's good here. Both these two are likable. They play this little funny trick on these kids where like trying to who like steal their candy or whatever that they're giving out to other kids. It was pretty funny. But they keep calling themselves like Big John and Little John. I don't really think you needed that. But at the same time, though, I got used to it. But they're likable though. I like these two actors. Michael Myers shows up because they're living in his house. He fucks them up. Another thing, Michael Myers kills some more kids here. He like cuts one of them's heads off. I like that about these new Halloween movies. They don't fuck around. They're not afraid to have Michael Myers kill little children. I like that. It shows that he is really pure evil. This is a guy that does not fuck around. Jamie Lee Curtis just spends like this whole movie in the hospital, like just sitting in the hospital, which is fine because they. One complaint I had about the first Halloween, like 2018 one, is the whole fact that Jamie Lee Curtis keeps going, Michael Myers is after me. It's all about me. He wants me. And in the movie, he shows no interest in her whatsoever. The only reason at all that he even goes to her place is because he got drove out there by the doctor. He didn't give a shit about Jamie Lee Curtis at all in that 2018 reboot. Not at all. He did not give a shit. And here they actually call it out, like the cop or whatever who was stabbed in the neck. They actually have him survive and bring him back in this one. I like that. I like that actor in that last one. I actually thought he was dead. So it's kind of cool the fact that he survived and they bring him back. And he tells her basically, Lori, Michael didn't give a shit about you. He only showed up there because the doctor drove him there. Like, he didn't give a shit. So I did like the fact that they called that out because, yeah, he didn't give a shit. Um, like, they make it clear in this movie that Michael, he's just pure evil. He just doesn't give a fuck. He has no motive. He just likes to kill. That's it. And likes to stay at his home. He loves his home. That's pretty much it. Um, and he's just fucking up everybody, random people left and right. And in a way, by having him like by calling it out though that he doesn't really give a shit about anything and he's just walking around killing random people just because for shits and giggles, it does make the film feel much more aimless than that last one, that last 2018 one, which is why I started really disliking the movie. Because there's stuff in here that's just kind of here to do a social commentary thing about vigilante justice because everybody teams up to kill Michael Myers, but everybody accidentally kills the wrong dude who's like an escaped mental patient who was one of the people that got out, I believe, in the 2018 one from the bus that crashed with Myers in it. And like the dude like commits suicide, even though Judy Greer, who plays the daughter of Jamie Lee Curtis in the new movies, tries to like save the dude. He kills himself, and I like that they're trying to do some kind of social commentary on it, but they really call it out though and put it on the nose. Like they got the guy back from who played Sheriff Brackett, and he's like, "Michael has made us the monsters." It's like a really corny, bad version of a George Romero movie. That started to make me really hate the movie. By the time you get to the climax, though, I really liked it. They bring back the Lonnie character who was also in the first movie as a child, and they bring him back, and he's teamed up with Tommy, and they got Lindsay here, is pretty cool. Lindsay gets attacked by Myers, she survives, hits him with some bricks, and pulls his mask off, which is pretty much his weakness. He doesn't seem to want to really fight or kill anybody without wearing the mask, and she manages to get away by hiding. Anthony Michael Hall is Tommy Doyle. He's not great like Paul Rudd was, but he's good. I warmed up to him. I thought he was fine. He was good here. I didn't hate him. He was good. Characterization wise, though, the Paul Rudd version was way smarter. Um, this version is good though. He's clearly playing into that whole post traumatic stress thing, which is interesting to me because like he only like yeah he got chased by Myers in that original 1978 movie, but you wouldn't think that'd be enough to like traumatize the dude for life or whatever, to where he'd go and want to go on a psychotic vigilante rage spree to hunt this dude down, but he does. Um, and they even bring back like the nurse from the original movie, who I believe was also killed in Halloween H2O. But there's like 20 Halloween timelines at this point. Michael in this movie is much more like the Rob Zombie version or like a Jason clone. He's just like taking people out in huge, brutal ways, like crushes a dude's head and his eyeballs pop out. Really gory, like over the top, like Jason style kills. That is one problem I had with this movie, but I kind of warmed up to it later on. Is that Michael Myers is much like just this movie in general, and Michael himself is much closer to like a Jason film, like a B movie Jason film. Now I love Jason even more than Michael Myers, but at the same time, though, I like the fact that they're different. They make Michael Myers here way too much of a Jason clone when he's executing people with way too much gore. I prefer the much more suspense kills from the 2018 one and the original Halloween. This is much closer to like some of those middle Halloween movies where they started trying to amp up the violence and stuff and gore of Myers to make him closer to Jason, because Jason was pretty much dominating in the box office at the time. But yeah, after a while though, I'll admit I love gore, so the kills that were really gory and awesome, I liked the face crush with the eyeballs popping out. I enjoyed it. You got the guy back who was like the boyfriend of Laurie's who was Laurie's granddaughter, had a boyfriend in the last one or whatever, who was the son of the Lonnie character who's also in this movie, and he was like cheating on her or whatever. He comes back in this one and teams up with her to try to help her. One other stupid thing is the Lonnie guy in here who's supposed to be the dad. He takes Laurie's granddaughter and his own son on this vigilante hunt to help catch Myers. Pretty fucking retarded. I don't care how much obsessed you were with taking this dude down or whatever. Uh, Most people would not bring their teenage son with them to hunt down a guy who's killed like 30 people, feels like it, by the time we get to the climax of this movie. That was pretty stupid. Another thing, there's just some surprise deaths here, like Sheriff Brackett gets killed. I thought that was kind of cool. Tommy Doyle actually is pretty much the star of this movie until the main ending. Um, and then Michael Myers kills him with a ball bat to the head, which Tommy carries around. He's like, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down swinging, baby. And by the end of the movie, Michael Myers actually beats him in the head with his own ball bat and kills him. I kind of thought that was a mistake, because by the end of this, I had gotten used to Anthony Michael Hall as Tommy Doyle, and I liked the Tommy Doyle character, and he had been in the movie so long that I feel like it may have been a mistake to kill him. But at the same time, though, this is a planned trilogy. That's what they say, but we all know if Halloween ends, the supposed last one of this makes a fuckload of money, they ain't stopping. They never do. Anybody who's a horror fan should know that. But yeah, we get to the climax or whatever, and Michael like kills Laurie's granddaughter's boyfriend. I actually thought he might survive, but no, he gets fucked up. Like there's some surprise deaths here, which I appreciated. Like Sheriff Brackett, I wasn't sure either, and Tommy Doyle was the one I was not positive was going to die or not. And I actually think it may have been a mistake to kill him. I think it probably would have been better to save him for the next one. But Michael like twists his head around. He fucks him up bad. Like snaps his neck after he shoves him through like some railing or whatever from the side of the upstairs. And then he starts chasing after Laurie's granddaughter and is pretty much about to kill her. And then Judy Greer shows up and she stabs him in the back with a hay fork. That's another problem I have with this movie. These people, like, they take Michael out, they team up to kick his ass, and they do, like, kick his ass multiple times, and they take him down to where they could easily kill him if they would just keep hitting him. But then they just leave him laying there and they're like, oh, okay. And then they just walk off. It's like really stupid. And she just like stabs him and hits him in the head one time with her foot and then pulls his mask off and is like, come on, Michael, chase me. And he's obsessed with his mask in this. He can't really do anything without wearing it, apparently. So he goes after her to get his mask. You do get some pretty clear, like close shots of his face, which I thought was interesting that they actually showed what he looked like. Even if his face is like bloodied, you still get a pretty good idea of what he looks like. And then she leads him into a trap, and Tommy Doyle and everybody shows up there and beats the shit out of Michael Myers. Like, they kick his ass, and they take him down, and she stabs him in the back. And it's like, and Jamie Lee Curtis is giving this speech like, "You can't kill evil with brute force." So it's like they're setting up some kind of weird way that they're gonna, I guess, finish Michael off in the next movie or whatever. Maybe, please God, don't let it be something supernatural. But and they beat the shit out of Michael, and they got him down on the ground. They could easily kill him. They even shot him like multiple times. So clearly Michael is not fully human, unlike the last movie where they kind of hinted that he was just kind of a pure evil crazy guy. And this one they kind of go more by the logic that Jamie Lee Curtis talks about, where it's like the more he kills, the more he transcends and the pure evil insanity because he's so crazy he's transcending beyond humanity or whatever. Pretty much what they're going for here to explain his supernatural abilities. And they got him down on the ground. They could easily kill him. They could just like blow his brains out, but they always hesitate or they just take too long. Like like why do I don't get it? Like they want this guy dead so bad. They get him down on the ground. They beat the shit out of him this entire time. Then they just start like walking up to him slowly. Like I would have like once he was down on the fucking ground, I would have been hitting this guy so many times in the back of the head until his skull was like cracked open and his brains were on the sidewalk. That's how bad I would have took this dude out if I was in this situation. Or I would have just took a shotgun to the back of his head automatically without even asking questions and already had it cocked and just blew the dude's head wide open. Like, it's really stupid, like, how they just, like, completely hesitate at multiple times when they could easily kill Myers. But they give him enough time to get back up. He gets up and he takes, like, everybody out, the whole mob out, slashing the shit out of them, kills Brackett. And Tommy is the last one to go down, and he does go down swinging. And I was surprised at his death. On the one hand, I appreciate the fact that they want to kill characters who we don't see coming that they're going to die, but at the same time, I feel like it was kind of a waste. Um, and then the one really surprise death that I did like though is you think everything's over and the cops or whatever are at the Myers house and Lori's granddaughter's downstairs with the police and Judy Greer's like upstairs and then Michael just like randomly appears somehow. He got back into the house and snuck by all the cops and everything. Judy Greer is upstairs, I guess where the sister's room was supposed to be or whatever, and she's like looking through the window. She turns around and Michael's there with a knife and he brutalizes her ass. I actually did think Judy Greer was going to die in this movie until she like led Myers into a trap, and I was like, okay, she's probably going to live here. But then it pulls a double twist. At the end, he stabs the shit out of her, and Judy Greer's dead. Which I never really loved Judy Greer in these movies, but she kind of did have moments where she kind of redeemed herself. Like when she led Myers into a trap or where she shot him in the neck in the last movie. So that's going to make it even more personal for Laurie now for the next flick. Um, which I actually heard is going to do a time jump. So then the movie just ends there on a cliffhanger. Um, all in all, not as good. Much more of a B flick. At least until the ending, which I actually liked that ending on the cliffhanger. But this is supposed to be part of a trilogy, so they better wrap this shit up in a cool way in that next one. All in all, I'd give it a 3 out of 4 for the Carnage Candy. I'd give it a solid 3. It is a B flick, much closer to a Jason movie, but not as good as the best Jason flicks. But a good time. If you're a slasher fan and you're into like gore and shit and really cool kills, there's enough here for you to have a good time with it for a 3 out of 4. As a Halloween movie though, it's one of the it's right there in the middle. It's one of those middle ones. Not too bad. I think I liked Halloween 4 better than this one, and I believe I liked Halloween H2O better than this one. Halloween H2O was one I watched I thought was just kind of okay back in the day when I reviewed it because it was kind of a Scream clone. Watching it again now, though, I marathoned all the Halloween movies before this. Actually had more fun with it. It's still not a great movie, but the climax with the Jamie Lee Curtis like versus match and all that really makes up for it. That one I would probably give a 3 out of 4 now. For a 90s like Scream inspired Halloween movie, you gotta take from what's popular at the decades you're made in. So all in all, that one would probably be at a 3 out of 4 now. It's obviously better than Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I actually think I like Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 better than this. It's better than Halloween Resurrection. It's better than the theatrical cut of Halloween 6, but I think I like the producer's cut of Halloween 6 better than this. Story-wise, it's better. It's not as entertaining, but story-wise, it's better executed. This is better than Halloween 5. It's not as good as Halloween 4 or Halloween 2. It's nowhere near as good as Halloween 1. Halloween 3 I used to hate, but I've warmed up to that one as well. That's a really stupid, silly B movie, and I just kind of like laughing at it, to be honest. It's better than that one, but at the same time, I don't think it's as entertaining as that goofy-ass movie with Tom Atkins. So yeah, all in all, I'll give it a 3 out of 4. I think if you like the 2018 reboot, there's still some fun here if you're a slasher fan, but if you want like a quality Halloween movie, this may divide you or you may hate it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again.